Mark Agnifilo asked the jury to acquit Sean Diddy Combs of all of the charges and to send him home to his family. And with that, you know, there are listening rooms because the main courtroom is packed. That's where I was this morning. And then there are these overflow rooms. There are multiple overflow rooms packed full of people from the public, from the media. So many people converging on New York City because of this trial. And in one of the rooms, I can confirm to you that when Mark Agnifilo finished, the room erupted in cheers.
So it looks like this whole Diddy trial was just one big joke to show us how obsessed he is with baby oil and nothing else, because the prosecutors just dropped the charges against him. Word on the street is he might be walking away free in the next few days. According to Jaguar Wright, the reason Diddy didn't even take the stand himself is because he was ready to name drop a lot of powerful people in the industry. Since those people didn't want that to happen, they've allegedly worked behind the scenes to dismantle the case. This wasn't a real attempt to bring down the industry, it was just a humiliation ritual for Diddy, sending him through the motions only to let him return home to continue his disturbing behavior. What's especially sad is how they dragged Cassie into all this, making her testify while pregnant, even though they likely had no real intention of putting Diddy behind bars. According to the indictment, he was the leader of a criminal organization that engaged or attempted to engage in trafficking, forced labor, interstate transport for exploitation, drug offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Reportedly, Diddy used force, threats, and coercion to make women participate in sexual acts with male workers during these freak-off parties, which he then recorded, creating dozens of explicit videos. These disturbing events could last for days, often requiring Diddy and his victims to receive IV fluids to recover from the intensity and drug use. He also used these recordings as leverage to ensure the women stayed silent and obedient. He maintained control over his victims by dangling career opportunities, threatening to cut financial support, dictating their appearance, monitoring their health records, and controlling where they lived. As criminal charges began to loom, Diddy and his associates allegedly pressured victims and witnesses to stay quiet by offering bribes and fabricating false narratives about what happened. Prosecutors even accused Diddy and an unnamed co-conspirator of kidnapping someone at gunpoint in December 2011 to assist in a break-in. 2 weeks later, they claimed Diddy set fire to someone's car by slicing open its convertible top and dropping in a Molotov cocktail. But here's the kicker. Everyone expected prosecutors to focus on his RICO charges once the trial started. Instead, they spent weeks laying out his bizarre sexual lifestyle, barely touching the RICO allegations. And just as it seemed they'd finally get to it, reports emerged that they were actually planning to drop the charges. You can't make this up. Diddy currently faces 5 federal counts of racketeering conspiracy, including sex trafficking and interstate transportation for illicit purposes. But in a new letter to the court, prosecutors suddenly asked to drop not 1, not 2, but 3 of those charges. They claimed they wanted to narrow their focus to just the sex trafficking and transportation charges, but Jaguar Wright says that's nonsense. According to her, prosecutors never planned to truly imprison Diddy. Their goal was simply to embarrass him and remind him of the more powerful forces he still has to obey. Now that they've made their point, they're quietly dialing things down and preparing to let him off the hook. Even Diddy's lawyers are getting bolder, trying to have the remaining 2 charges thrown out as well. For instance, one of Diddy's lawyers, Alex Shapiro, argued in court that the kidnapping allegations made by Diddy's former assistant, Capricorn Clark, were completely false. If you recall, Capricorn testified that after Diddy discovered she was helping Cassie sneak around with Kid Cudi, she was abducted by strange men and taken to an unfinished building where she was subjected to a lie detector test for 5 days. Shapiro claimed there's no proof Diddy hired those men, and that Capricorn can't directly confirm Diddy orchestrated it. It was also revealed in court that Kid Cudi's car was blown up with a Molotov cocktail after Diddy found out he was involved. With Cassie, again, Shapiro argued there's no hard evidence tying Diddy to the act. Coodie even testified that when he confronted Diddy, Diddy denied any involvement. Based on this, it appears Diddy's legal team is gradually reducing every piece of evidence to mere coincidence. They're relying on circumstantial arguments, insisting there's no direct proof that Diddy committed any of these crimes, just that bad things happened around people he had issues with. Instead of prosecutors pushing back, they're backing down and withdrawing the charges. They brought all these witnesses to the stand, traumatized a panel of jurors, only to sit back and watch Diddy pick off each charge one by one until there's nothing left. To make things even worse, during Diddy's closing argument, his lawyer took a low blow at Cassie, accusing her of willingly participating in the freak-offs. He admitted Diddy was physically aggressive with her, but as for the sexual assault and allegedly forcing her into group sex acts, he claimed it was all consensual. He painted her as a woman who enjoyed it. She's beautiful. She should enjoy sex. Good for her. He said, if there's a twisted winner in all this, it might just be Cassie, because despite all she's endured, she's still standing. But the fact that his team can say things like this after everything we've learned is shocking. Naturally, Jaguar Wright was furious and slammed the prosecutors for wasting everyone's time. She was even present on the first day of trial, fully expecting that Diddy would end up behind bars. Not only
I do believe there's going to be a lot of curveballs. I do believe there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And what I will say is, be vigilant. We're getting started.
Is this a reckoning for the music industry?
Oh, it needs to be. And if it wasn't, I hope my presence starts.
Not only that, when Diddy was arrested, Jaguar revealed shocking information she had been collecting on him for years, stating she had been in touch with both Cassie and federal investigators. She even demanded that Diddy be subjected to a public perp walk through New York City. For those unfamiliar, a perp walk is an American tradition where a suspect is paraded in handcuffs from the police station to a courthouse and then back again. After the hearing, allowing the media to capture images and footage of the accused in restraints and prison attire. It's commonly done in New York to humiliate high-profile suspects. Jaguar believes this treatment is exactly what Diddy deserves, so that those images will haunt his peers and send a clear warning.
I want the perp walk. I want the twisty ties. I want him on the ground. I want people putting his head into the car. I want that. That's what they did to the kids.
Yeah, there's never been an image of Diddy in handcuffs.
No, we need that. We need that. I need that perp walk. So as I keep reaching out to victims, I can let them know it's safe to come outside. That's all I want. The only thing that's going to make any of this hoopla worth it is if he does a perp walk, if he gets put into a car, if he is treated like the criminal that he is on camera. See, they got all of these images leading up to the secret arrest of him having a good time and doing all of that. But when is he going to start having a bad time? I want his passport surrendered, and I want a perp walk. I want to see him look as humiliated as he should look after what he put those boys through.
People have had a lot to say about the situation. One person commented, "I don't think they ever intended to lock him up. This was all about embarrassing him and destroying his career. Mission accomplished." Another added, "He literally kidnapped Capricorn Clark. What the F? This monster better not get away with it." But now, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Diddy getting some of his charges dropped? Do you believe this is just the first step in a bigger plan to let him off completely?